Alright, I think I'm online. Just playing around with this. I got a little extension for my. I got an extension cord. I paid $10 for 10 feet, so $1 a foot. Just to play with it. I've been always finding myself short on the USB-C cords, so that I buy a 10-foot. I want to keep the USB-C cords in various places just to have access, because I'm finding that I'm using them so much, so frequently that when I expect them to be somewhere I want them to be, and so I look, and if I don't see it there, then I'm tempted to buy just to have an extra one, and then be prepared. Being prepared is pretty important. Let's see, we got good. Okay, yeah, I'm at a library outside, and facing the library from a pretty good distance. This should be it's a 10-foot cord plus another 6-foot cord, but they're not straight because you could see it's on the ground, so I lose some feet. So it's 10 plus 6 minus the curvature, which to figure that out now, how much footage have I lost for distance on these cords would take some real calculus. Does anybody know calculus? Can anybody solve any calculus problems? Maybe I could do some measurements and then you can input them into a formula to figure out how many feet. Got the silver though. A spectacular thumb game. Yeah, so this is just I guess a kind of a test on the budget travels. This is a budget live stream facing the brick building of the library here outside patio. I don't have access directly through this door next to me. There's trig. Yeah, I struggled so much in calculus. Anybody who can get through calculus is a person that you want as a friend, because they are smart. They know how to figure out real problems that you could bring to them to figure out for you. So I have to go around to the other side of the building to use the bathroom, and I think it's open till 5. But they got this nice patio. It's not too often to come across nice patios. I could probably pan the camera around a little bit. I see, length times width divided by gives gallons. Okay, something like that, right? Yeah, there's ways to figure out curvatures and how much length I really have here. All I could say is it's a 10-foot cord and a 6-foot cord, plus a little extra, maybe a quarter of a foot for another. So I got this plugged in 1, 2, 3, 4 times for all this length of cord, and it's still working. I still got good. Actually, I have to admit, this is a GoPro 9, and I was confused. With the GoPro 9s, it's old, and you have to switch between uploading videos straight from the camera, the MTP, or choose some kind of like live stream direct. You have to choose between the two for GoPro 9, and I forgot I had it on upload videos, so I thought it wasn't working for a while. Oh, what city is this? Oh, okay. Let's see. Yes, this is live. What city is? Oh, Waverly. I'm in Waverly. I fell back because I was looking at the cities around Waterloo and Cedar Falls. I didn't like what I saw, and I wanted to relax today. I wanted to relax and use the library, and Waverly is pretty darn good. But yeah, figuring out the actual length that I can use is takes a scientific formula. Um, you never seen a library patio like this? Yeah, I think they spent extra money on the tables and chairs for COVID because there's on the other side of this door there's a whole wall that looks like it should have tables and chairs, but it doesn't. It's just an empty space, kind of a kind of a space that could be filled in with tables and chairs. And I think they scaled back for COVID. So libraries have done some weird things. In fact, in Charles City, where I had that run-in with the cop at the no curfew park. Um, at that library, they still had a sticker on the table that said, "Please inform the library staff when you're done using this table." I'm like, okay, please inform the library staff when you're done using this table. I recorded that, so that'll be in a future video. And so I got done using that table, and I approached the librarian, and I'm like, hey, I'm done using the table. What's the sticker for? And she's like, "Oh, that was for COVID." And then the next day, I go to that library the next day, and the sticker's gone. So they were going through. Some libraries are still going through the changes of the phases from COVID, the phases into COVID, the phases out of COVID, and there's still some remnants of the COVID. I mean, a lot of these libraries are saying masks are optional. So they have to put signs out saying masks are optional. And I've seen that at quite a number of libraries now. But last year, that sign would have been different. It would have been masks are mandatory, I'm sure. Why else would they have masks are optional? Well, look at that. All right, which one is this? That's that one. Okay, so I'm gonna deactivate. Activate. Oh. Oh. So I don't know exactly when that camera died, but yeah, my oh. Oh man, that's horrible. All right, so I'm gonna just delete out of the laptop and then go back in and open that back up, I guess. Okay, I might have lost connection. She didn't want to have to answer that question again. Yeah, she took down the sticker. She has never been asked that the whole time until I asked it. For months, it probably sat there for months and months. Here, I'll show you the other tables. There's tables. I got this camera on a table too, the GoPro. So yeah, you can kind of see stuff behind me too. This is a nice patio that nobody uses. And there's a goldfish pond right behind me, and and they have, like, you pay 25 cents for the candy at the candy dispenser, and they got fish food in there. Let's see, what's a good city in Colorado? Man, I wish I had my drone for Victor, Colorado. That that was one of the towns that inspired me to get a drone, but it was too late. I left. I didn't have a drone. I was exploring so much. I wish I also had this GoPro too. Well, I can't. It's right over right there on the stand. You can see it, and maybe I could face it for a little bit. I wish I had a. I wish I had this type of. I wish I had a 360 GoPro on a. Did I have my 360 at the time? I bought it in Texas, so I don't think so, because I went to Texas after Colorado. The Victor is 30 minutes. Victor is so cool to look around. There's so many broken down things over there. I thought it was neat, and I wish I had my drone to fly around. I was looking in mine shafts and old houses and trains, and And then I walked through a graveyard and went past that graveyard to this old shack. And it started snowing a lot. It was snowing in like July. The weather was great. I mean, Victor's only, oh wait, was that Victor? It was either that or that city next to Victor, wherever they have all the gambling. But it was pretty cool. I could sleep there overnight on the side of the road. It was cool. It was cold, but it was the summertime, so it's very tolerable. I would say Victor's nowhere in Colorado is really any good in the winter time. Maybe the lower elevations in the plains on the eastern plains. I never really explored the eastern plains, so I explored the mount. I spent more time in the mountains. Yeah, Cripple Creek, and then Victor, and outside of Cripple Creek, you can tour. You can look down that mine hole, which I drove right past it. I was like, I was stunned. I had no idea that there was a free view of the mine shaft between Cripple Creek and Victor. Yeah, Canyon City's okay. They got a lot of guards. I don't want to deal with the prisons there. But the free museum was pretty cool. The free parts of the museum. I'm not willing to pay to actually see the museum, so I didn't see the actual museum, I guess, as a whole, but I saw the gas chamber at Canyon City. Canyon City, I'm not too thrilled about Canyon City. I guess it's a place to relax. Yeah, it's a place to relax. Idaho City? No, that's in Idaho. Idaho City, Idaho. Still got some old remnants of the miners there who are very protective of the claims. And people are still paying. I think they're renting out claims. Who knows what the going price is, but people are still finding gold in the mountains of Idaho. People are still renting out the claims, I think. I never looked into it myself. I was waiting on my criminal trial, so I hung out there extra long in Idaho City. I didn't make too many friends in Idaho City, but I made some friends. It's where Idaho Springs, maybe it's called Idaho Springs. I know there's an Idaho Falls I checked out. So that was pretty cool. People are jumping off the bridge. Idaho Falls, Idaho. There's a Idaho something in Colorado. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Is it in the mountains? But I mean a lot of the skiing places are really cool. I mean, I say I like the Silverthorne or Vail. Yeah, the skiing places, the ones that have the free bus rides. You get to go in take the bus for free. I waited a month. I waited a couple of months for a criminal trial in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and I had free bus rides to Walmart. So I parked in the courthouse parking lot every day. Stopped at the food bank for some free food, which some of that food was not the best, not the healthiest. But yeah, there's those ski villages. They can be tight for security, though. I was playing it extra cautious with where I was parking overnight around there, because I got caught a couple of times. Like, there's a city that looks over the Pikes Peak, Zebulon Pike the Explorer. They named a peak after him. There's a cool city and there's a library in a city that overlooks the mountain. You got to check out Manitou if you want to check out the mountains. Manitou has those free soda springs you can drink out of. They're really highly carbonated. I think they're doing something like human interaction. They're putting some kind of soda. I don't think it's running constantly, 24 hours a day, 27 days a week. It's just they got these fountains that just are going constantly. You don't have to push a button to turn them on. They just keep going and going. And I don't know. It's supposed to be a natural spring. Yeah, Manitou Spring. Manitou Spring was really tough to sleep overnight in for me. I looked for a neighborhood that looked like there was some rental property that was not being used, but it kind of was being used. But either way, I slept in front of a rental property, maybe a night or two. Not easy because the downtown is severely restricted parking. But I was able to get away with, I had to go up the hill, but I got away with sleeping in my car overnight in in particular parts of neighborhoods. You can't just park in any neighborhood. And then checked out the area, walked around. Didn't really pull out a bicycle for that one. It's just so hilly. It's not worth it. When the hills are too steep, overall, all around, I can't. I just can't bicycle that. It's kind of like Duluth, Minnesota. It's just, well, I did take my bicycle to Duluth, but I mean, there's a lot of parts that are just too hilly. Kind of like that city in Oregon. It's right on the mouth of the Columbia River. I'll probably think of it later. I know Ilwaco is north on the north side of the mouth, and then you got the city on the south side. Ilwaco, Washington, and then yeah. But yeah, in Colorado there's interesting cities around. Denver is just too much for me. I mean, it's too much activity, and I mean, I checked it out, but I made sure to park on the far outskirts of the city and like a Walmart parking lot or something, and bicycle in as far as I could. Astoria is awesome. Oh my God. Have you ever been to Astoria, Jack? That is a great city. I mean, that's where some movies were made. The Arnold Schwarzenegger Kindergarten Cop. They made a few movies. Yeah, but it's really awesome to walk around. Great exercise. I love walking around the college. You have to pay to park to go to that tower on the very top of the hill, but I parked in the college parking lot and then walked the trail up, and so I avoided paying the $3 parking fee. You just got to be willing. Bend is nice. Oh my God, I love Bend too. Bend is very generous to the poor. There's almost a free meal. You actually sit down with other homeless people every day at noon to have a free meal, and a decent free meal at that. Very generous over there. And then north, I think that city north of Bend too is very generous. I think that's where I got a free tent. That whole line, that mountain range line. That's how I get my exercise. Bike hills. Oh man. Well, there's a steepness. I got a steepness once it gets to a certain steepness, there's no way I'm bicycling up any hills. Walking it is just as much. It takes just as much energy as bicycling. Going up particular steepnesses. There we go with my GERD. I just can't. It's hard to enjoy meals. I like to eat a lot. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of good cities in Colorado, of course. I mean, it's much more popular for tourist destinations than, say, Iowa. So there's a big difference in how people perceive certain places. Yeah, where's the biggest mountain range in Iowa? I know there's a Great Lakes of Iowa. And now where's the biggest mountain in Iowa? The mountains of Iowa. Just like any other state, they got their own mountain ranges in some way. 10 paddles per gain an inch. 10 paddles? Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure. GERD is something else. Man, I'm trying slightly different things, cut out all sweets, and just got to make more adjustments until I can get to the point where I'm feeling stable. 'Cause it's out of control. But yeah, the cities I go to really, I mean, I like small towns like this one. Waverly is pretty decent. I was looking at the cities south of here, like Waterloo and Cedar Falls, and I'm like, the libraries are not going to be as relaxing as this one. So I spent one more day here. The weather's extra warm today, but the next few days will be chillier. So I'll look more forward to heading south. I want to see when I get south. I want to see people in winter jackets. Otherwise, I don't want to get I don't want to move too fast to get south. I want to see people in winter jackets before I head that way. That way, I know that it's going to be a little bit more. Let's see, safe. People who wear winter jackets, they tend to be when everybody has to wear winter jackets, the area tends to be a little safer. Boone, Iowa, or Iowa, yeah. I don't know if I've been there. I'm heading down the east side of Iowa. Check out Waterloo and whatever else. Just walk, bicycle, maybe just sit in my car. Sometimes I'll just sit in my car all day and not do anything. I just lay in my car. Port Arthur, Texas. Yeah, I've been there. Isn't that the very one of the southern tips of Texas? Something like that on the Gulf Coast. I've been on the very farthest tip, whatever that city's called. They charge $1 per day for Wi-Fi. Kind of like in Laredo. No, not Laredo. Whatever the farthest city in the northwest tip of Texas is. There were parts of Texas where they were charging $1 per day for Wi-Fi, and it was in multiple cities. And that started getting me nervous. I started wondering, is this a trend that's going on with libraries? I was getting scared. But it appears to be isolated to only Texas. Some cities will charge $1 per day for Wi-Fi. And I've only experienced that in Texas, no other states. So there's something unique about that state, with the libraries and the cities taking a different approach to like the civil service. The food is the food you miss. Gas station food is good. Yeah, I don't really do the gas station food. Maybe milk. That's about it. I want to boil eggs every day and have bread and some potatoes. Just basic whole food stuff. Stuff that's it doesn't have to be absolutely. If it's too delicious, I'll overeat it and then I'll get real bad GERD problems. I took smoothies way too far. Eaten way too many frozen smoothies, frozen fruits with milk. That's what started it. After a big eating of a big smoothie, that's when I got to this point where I couldn't burp, and it was really concerning. I ate so much that I stopped burping. I started feeling like there was something really stuck, and that was over a year ago now. And then I continued to eat the smoothies, and then I was trying different things. Nothing really worked, and then I learned that it was likely the smoothies. So I'm making adjustments, but I think the damage has been done, and now I gotta see how I can make adjustments to this new problem I caused myself from overindulgence of the frozen bananas, frozen strawberries with milk. It tasted good at the time, but my problems from it have caused me to stop it. Had to stop it, and yeah, make those adjustments. So when did I talk to this cop in Janesville? Just yesterday. So there's free beach camping at Port Lavaca. I don't know where that is. I don't know if I stopped in that area. That's interesting. I struggled to find places to sleep overnights on the Gulf Coast of Texas. But I think I was finding Walmarts. I was finding some good Walmarts. But yeah, there's homeless people around that area, so they're a little more strict about overnight parking, overnight sleeping, just wherever you want. They had some restrictions. I mean, I was at that very popular. Oh, let's see. What is it? Oh man. Oh, good. Okay. Whatever it's called. Wherever Farrah Fawcett was born. Um, I don't know. There's this library in whatever. If I heard it, I'd know. But there's a library that like restricted your bags. You can only have one bag. If you had two bags, the guard wouldn't let you in. There's some amazing restrictions. I haven't come across any real serious restrictions for a while, and I won't because this is Iowa. Not any serious restrictions through Minnesota, Iowa. I don't expect to see restrictions for a while. In fact, I shouldn't see restrictions. I'll just see some tyrannical cops more than anything going further south. But there's not really any compelling tourist attractions that I'm aware of straight south of here. So maybe I'll find that out on while checking it out on foot. But I'm not pursuing any real famous places as I head south. It's all just to find cooler weather as the temperatures change and drop. But yeah, I'm not really hitting any major I mean, what do you know about Waverly, Iowa? I'll tell you, Corpus Christi. Yeah, Corpus Christi Library is very restrictive with the library there. And then where I think Selena was shot in Corpus Christi. I kind of tried to look for her house, the motel that she was shot at, but somebody else did on YouTube. If you have an Instagram, share it. Yeah, everybody, share your Instagram. Evan wants to subscribe to new pages. I mean, I went through, and I'm making a video. It'll be a part of my video series, my 30-minute series in my traveling. I went to where the Hormel factory is, the Spam. What is it? The second. It's like. It's the smaller Austin, Minnesota. It's in Austin, kind of like Austin, Texas, but Austin, Minnesota. Stay out of Port Arthur and Texas. I think I might have been to Port Arthur. So, yeah, Austin, Minnesota. They got that free Spam museum, but it's just kind of disturbing to me. I hung out at the swimming pool, parking lots, and I could hear pigs squealing away. Austin, Minnesota. Yeah, that's how it's spelled. And I mean, they make the Spam museum so much fun, so exciting for the kids to play around, pretend that they're inspectors and workers, and it's really a fun interactive thing. But just the bloody the carnage that happens at that Hormel factory less than a mile away from the museum it's insane. The pigs are just squealing for their lives. You can hear them from far off. You almost, if there weren't buildings in the way, you could almost hear the pigs squealing at the museum. And but they don't have a single bit of information about the slaughter. There was an old picture of slaughtered pigs, old black and white. But I mean, these pigs are just, it's horrible to listen to. It takes a certain type of personality to be able to go to work there every day and slaughter pigs. Yeah. What about the van? I learned that a good way to budget your finances is to look at like buying things. Like you should be able to afford two of them before you buy one. So I have to be able to afford two $50,000 vans to buy one. So it's going to be a long time. I have to hold on to my car a very long time to reach the prices that are demanded for vans nowadays. I mean, I don't even consider it as an option. Look at the prices for food. As I spend more money on food, it just slows down my ability to save. And for a while, before these last two recent cop interactions, I was starting to like stabilize on earnings and almost lose money. But now things are picking up a little bit because people have taken a little bit more interest in the last couple of police videos. But it's not a lot. I mean, I don't have anything else to. Vans are 4,000. Yeah, if I want to be repairing a van every few months, I'll buy a $4,000 van. I think I should be spending some money on a van that's, yeah, and I've followed Cunt to a destination. I followed behind Cunt's van, and I could smell the fumes coming out of it. I think your engine's not the most efficient. And well, my car, I mean, I smell the fumes too. But yeah, I want to get some kind of new model that's gonna have some efficiency to it. Maybe California standards efficiency. So that's gonna cost some money. Pay the money up front for the better parts, the more new, the ones that are gonna have some life to them. And I mean, as I'm getting older, though, does it really matter? I guess I should ask that. I mean, how much longer am I gonna live? Do I really need to spend a whole lot of money on a super nice van if I'm only gonna, live not too much longer? And so there's things to consider. As a young person, yeah, you invest in something that's gonna be long lasting. But as you get older, you want to have more immediate results. So is it? Oh, Kunt says it's an exhaust issue. I don't know. It smells like it smells like an older. There's a exhaust and fume that it smells like it's not the most efficient for gas mileage. Like there's a waste. There's a lot of waste in some way. But I can't. I mean, to get just get any old cheap van just for the space. I can't do that. I'll stick with the small car. I'm learning to just keep as few things as possible. So yeah, who dies first? I want to, and it's good. It's still good practice, even after 10 years, almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years of 10 years of traveling while living in my car. I've been living in my car over 10 years, almost 11. But traveling in my car, it'll be 10 years in January. So a shuttle. Oh my God, a shuttle bus. Yeah, these are not cheap. I would be looking at more of the ones. I would want like a bus or a van that's got 20,000 miles or less. I don't want anything with too many miles on it. 62,000 miles. I guess that ain't too bad. $6,000, but 1998, the computers. I would want something with some updated computers in it. 1998 sounds a little old. Computers have advanced so much and through the 2000s, and I think I would want something with a decent sensor system. And I mean, ideally, I'd like a dashboard that supports like a touchpad if possible. So just bought one used for $9K. It's only got 78. Murph's living in a van. What year is that van that you bought, Murph, for $9,000? See, I bought my car in 2008 for about 6,500 or so. And yeah, it only had 40,000 miles at the time, 2008, and as a 2004, so it's only 4 years old. Yeah, there's people who don't like the computers and all that, how they track you and whatever. I like that technology, but I mean, I'll hold on to my car, whatever. I'm learning how to restrict my lifestyle down to a minimum, and I'll just confess that I'm looking into a jump box. I want to get a jump box, and I'm pulling things out. Things like I have a scale, a weight scale to just test my weight, and I'm like, I haven't used that in months. I'm tossing it. I'm gonna try to donate it, not throw it in the trash right away. But I think I want to get a jump box. Locate juice. No, well, I can find juice all over. Yeah, you may be able to plug in a car even in a standard plug-in. You don't maybe just for a little trickle of electricity. Yeah, I need 2 new tires, that's for sure. But I'm looking at getting a jump box, something I can jump up and down on, and or I'm even making something like that. And I want to make room for that. I got priorities. My priorities have changed over the years. Some things were important for a while. Like for a time I had about six walking sticks of various lengths, up to 7 feet long, because I thought walking sticks were very important. So now I've changed my opinion of that. I've changed. I've gone through so many changes, so many adjustments in how I'm living, and a lot of it is a reaction to the problems I developed while living in the car. And these latest problems have been just the compression of my whole internal organs from all the excessive sitting, eating with my feet raised. I mean, it's not too terrible to eat with your feet raised, eating in your car, but I mean it's survivable. Travis, I know you're not older than me. I have a few medical problems. I think you'll be fine. Well, you gotta keep working on the problems when they come up. I can't ignore problems. I'm not ignoring any problems. When they come up, I'll complain and research and try new things to deal with them. And I'm very happy about my results with using sticks for exercise. I was only using walking sticks for walking. That's it. Doing one single exercise movement, walking around with walking sticks. And now I'm looking at walking sticks in a different way, and now they're more exercise sticks. I stretch my upper back, I stretch my chest, I do a little more twists, and because of that, my heart feels better. I'm fine sitting here. I've been sitting here for the past hour, and a few months ago, I would be complaining about the problems that result from that, compressed organs and how uncomfortable it is from my lack of movement. But I've been doing a lot more movement with the exercise stick, and it helps a lot with living in the car. I can deal with it more. Just different adjustments I've been making, but it takes so long for me to realize. Burping vids, yeah, my burping comes spontaneously, so I was thinking, maybe I could do a collection of burps, but it's so spontaneous. I mean, right now I don't feel like burping, but then a second later I could just suddenly have a surprise burp that I didn't know was coming. So strange. But that's the health problems I'm living with now. I'm trying to eat more ginger. Yeah, no carb, no sugar. Yes, carbs, no processed foods. Yeah, and yeah, I want to also have foods that kind of counteract the burping, like the ginger warms up my throat. I want to have more ginger. People eat ginger candy and all that, so I'll just eat the ginger. But I'm having difficulty. I have fresh ginger in my car, but I lost it. I don't know where it fell. And I'm trying to keep it somewhere that I'll always have it available to grab. If I start burping, I want to grab it immediately, but I lost it, and now I have to find it. I'm trying to keep it like the air vent or a higher shelf on the dashboard somewhere. I need to keep it in reach, but so for some reason it fell. I'm throwing things around that car all over all the time, rearranging things so much that I lose things. That's why I'm trying to keep things simple as possible, but the most complicated thing that I'm dealing with are, I think, herbs. I want to always have a big variety of food, and dealing with herbs. And you know, people mention that I should be fishing more. I always ask, do I fish? And I'm like, well, I don't have the space for that. I can't have all this tackle and fishing poles in my car. I'm struggling with just 2 exercise sticks. To keep fishing poles in that car is impossible. I would consider fishing, but I need more room to be able to hold that extra equipment. A tackle box and a fishing rod. I mean, I've come across a lot of ponds that look tempting to fish. I see crazy fish jumping out of the water and making waves as they're trying to get away from me. I mean, there's all kinds of places around that I stop at. I see other people catching big fish, but I can't deal with that. I can't deal with the space I have. It's the smell and the ickiness. It would just mix in with everything else in my car. Yeah, collapse. But the fish, everything gets dirty in some way. I would not be able to really clean off the fishing residue, and it would muck around in my car. And I already got mold problems. I got dust inside, mold, food all over, bugs. I think I might have a few nests in there. I don't know. The people who think I can fish while living in a Ford Escort or living in a Ford Focus have not lived in a Ford Focus. They don't understand the space that's involved. I mean, I have different priorities too, of course. Use a soda bottle to fish, just wrap the string. Well, you can't really toss the bait out that far into the water with that. I would want a boat for that. But the smell, I don't want to deal with the smell. I don't want to deal with the hooks. There's there's not enough space for that. So it's just not. I don't consider. There's a lot of different things like I'm told that I should do that while living in the car that I just can't. And there's no way I'm going to truck stops for the $7 showers. So the fishing license, yeah, and then a fishing license in every state. They don't have a national fishing license. So I would, well, if I wanted to fish on video, because I have GoPros, I would record my fishing expeditions, but I don't have the room for that. And it would be worth it. I could almost pay for a license in every state if I see people get popular just fishing. I see that as an option. That's an interesting option, but it's not something I'll pursue with the room I have. It would be something that I could be like, hey, you know, if I got a new bigger vehicle, I'd be like, hey, I got all this extra space. What do I do? I guess maybe I could get some fishing equipment. That's not something I look at my car as. I don't see any extra space available for fishing to support fishing. Fishing would be something I never see homeless people fish anyway. All right, there's poor people who fish. They have homes. Homeless people don't really fish. All right, that's just something they can't consider. I've never walked by a homeless person who smelled like fish. All right, they smell like a lot of other things, but not fish. So even you got homeless people who don't really fish. Car campers don't really fish. When you get into the van categories, people who have a little bit more money, then yeah, you'll see more fishermen out of that. But it's kind of a class issue. Maybe 100 years ago it would have been more common. They would have, I don't know, life would have been slower and more hunters and fishers. But people really didn't live out of their cars back 100 years ago. maybe live out of their horse carriages. But even that's temporary. Yeah, is Owsley watching my videos? I talked about Natchitoches yesterday with the cop on the cop video. How you make ends meet with gas and traveling. You make income. Yep, just make income off the videos. Maybe not this one. This channel's only making $100 a month. This channel doesn't do great. This channel pays for the gas. That's about it. But the cop channel does a lot better. So I'm happy to record. I'm happy to always keep a camera ready for cops. Because they, like yesterday, what is that, 30 views? So that's 30,000 views, so that's $30. So that cop pretty much bought me a meal, all right, yesterday. It took me a long time to process, though, using two 360 videos. It took a long time to process those. It was interesting. I don't like the wait time, but it's interesting because I like the results of 360 videos. I can focus the camera exactly where I want to. Unlike the GoPro. This GoPro, look at this. It's only got what, 150 degree window. I like 360 degree window. And in fact, I want to play with this option that OBS has. It says that can I do a live stream in 360 video format? Because OBS is offering it as an option. It's something to look into. I can make videos through OBS in 360 degree format. Just plug into my GoPro Max and then however it works. I haven't tried that yet. I think I might play with that after this. But that would be fun to do a live stream in 360. Then you could scroll around and see what's behind the camera. But I doubt they allow that for live stream. But that would be interesting if they did. Let's see. Yeah, I detained a cop for 20 minutes. He was quick to go within the first minute, but I just kept the conversation going. See how much you want to talk to. A lot of people say be silent with cops, but as soon as you start being silent with a cop like this, whatever his name is, Officer question mark, he would have been gone a lot sooner than 20 minutes if I played the silent role. These guys that say I should be silent more are I don't think they deal with cops a lot. You gotta always record. Yeah, record with several cameras. You ever bathe in the streams? Nope. We should definitely talk. Oh, you guys are trying to connect. Love your cop interactions. You talk their ears off till they just bugger off. Okay, yeah, I try to listen to what they're saying and then work with them on the conversation. Try to let them know that I understand what they're trying to do. They're representing their city, because I'm the stranger in town, so I don't want to step on toes too much. It's kind of like being in prison. You don't want to step on the other prisoners' toes. You just kind of keep to your own. I'm not going out of my way to reach out to these cops. I don't reach out to anybody, except I guess I'm kind of reaching out on this format in a way. But it's a lot easy. It's a different way of reaching out. Yeah, the videos help. Yeah, there's different. Or people seem to be more entertained by cop stuff. I don't know. I guess I was just testing this out. That's all I wanted to do. I think I'm gonna stop this.